When I smell tortillas cooking on the stove, it takes me back to my childhood. And I think, oh, that is the most glorious feeling. Well, my friend Marcela Valladolid has written the perfect cookbook for people like me who want to continue that smell and that deliciousness. She has written Cocinando on Cook Street, a collection of mi familia's recipes. Marcela, ¿cómo estás?
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. We had a little conversation before. I was like, English, Spanish. I'm always so excited when people can actually say my name after all these years in the game. Like, thank you.
Valladolid, Amezcua. Yeah, I know. I get the feeling. Yeah.
Oh, you know how it is. You know how it is.
Yeah. So tell me, I mean, you've done lots of things. You know, you're on the Discovery Channel, on the Food Network. You have your shows. You've done so many things on television. This cookbook, for some reason, spoke to me. Why? Why do you think that is?
Oh my gosh, thank you for saying that. I think it's very approachable in the sense that I think that it speaks to people like you and myself that are so proud of who we are, de donde venimos, but we are on the American side of the border. And I think a lot of us grew up constantly feeling like we had to pick a side. And I use my platform every day to remind people that you don't have to pick a side. And that's what you get with like the book. The recipes are—
hold it up again. Hold it up again.
It is my baby. It's mi bebé.
Anyway, go continue.
But it's literally in English and Spanish. And all of the ingredients are listed. It's an illustration. It's in the kids cook category, but I like to say, like, when I was growing up, my mom wasn't cooking for the kids. She was cooking for the la familia. And if you were hungry, you ate it. And if you didn't like it, you didn't eat. Like, that's what it was, right? So these recipes, definitely for kids in the sense that you cook for the family. So I think if you look through it, if you connected to it, it was very much like the experience of folks like us that live on this side of the border, but are just super proud of who we are and where we come from. And we want to keep those traditions alive.
First of all, I would never tell my mom that I didn't like what she cooked. My dad would have smacked me. So that's not ever going to, never would happen. No, never would happen. But the thing was, I think that when I think about how that was all, you know, it's so much a part of our culture. Mexican food has become the most popular food in the world. I mean, this is incredible what's happened. Everyone knows what a taco is, what a burrito is, but you actually have kind of a twist to that, which I think is really interesting. Tacos and latkes. How did that happen?
Tacos and well, and that's also a really important part of this book. And I posted about it the other day. I'm I think what we call a blended family. You know, I'm divorced, I'm not married. Philip, my partner, is Jewish, so my kids are half Jewish, but I grew up Catholic in Mexico. Like, we are like the United Nations of religions, and we have everything happening in our home. And I think that was important for me to reflect in the book as well, because it doesn't matter the individual pieces that form your family, it's a family nonetheless. And that was really important for me to portray in the book. David's recipe, David, my son, he's my 6-year-old. He's so interested in his Jewish heritage, of which I know very little. That's obviously Philip, his dad, my partner's job. So when I can teach him the foods. I learned some of the foods, latkes being one of them. It is his favorite food on earth. Of course, it was going to make it in the book. You know what I'm saying? Like, the book was about celebrating just what it means to be a family on this side of the border. And it's all deeply rooted in Mexico. If you read the recipes, like, you get the salpicón and the flautas y la salsa y el guacamole, you get all of that. But the reality of this family is that we celebrate every inch of who we are.
That's going to be a fun bar mitzvah.
Absolutely. With chipotle, matzo ball. Why not?
Oh, I know. That is fantastic. You know, as I think about, what your book, encompasses and all the things that I recall, my mom going to the market every day for fresh food. And I think that's kind of comes full circle in my life, because now I hear a lot of chefs and a lot of people who are learning how to cook or experimenting really are thinking about organic and freshness. And you talk about that in your book.
I do. In Tu Casa in San Diego, please come visit me when you make your way back home. I have a 1,400 square foot edible garden, which I know is a huge privilege. But when I purchased, I don't even know how I purchased that house. I had no money. It was I don't even know how that happened.
Es de Dios.
Es de Dios. I managed to purchase a house. And immediately when I moved into the house, before I did any, like the house stayed empty for 8 months because I had no money for furniture. I took all of my savings and built that garden because of what you just said. Like for me, I just had one child at the moment. I had Fausto, who's now 18. He's gonna be 18 in a couple weeks. For me, that part of it about cooking from scratch and having access to ingredients, and my garden, the Tu Casa in San Diego, is focused on the herbs and fruits and vegetables of Mexico. I have hoja santa, hierbabuena, all of the azote, like all of
cilantro,
the
mucho cilantro.
Mucho cilantro. Tengo media cama de cilantro. So I wanted it to become a celebration, and I wanted to have access to all of these ingredients that many times I didn't have. You know, the border, like sometimes I would have access. I would go to the Mercado Hidalgo, which is the open market in Tijuana. Yeah. But a lot of those ingredients don't make it across the border. It's illegal to bring like anything with seeds or any like fresh plants or anything like that. So maybe I could bring some epazote across the border, but I could never plant it if I bought the plant. So it's so important that people get that with this book. When I was talking with my publisher, Little Libro, she was like, wow, they're all super healthy recipes. Can we talk about it as being a healthy recipes book? And I'm like, no, this is no, because it's just regular Mexican food. Like if you cook Mexican food as it's intended to be cooked, it's actually really healthy. There's definitely like fried flautas. Like flautas have to be fried. I don't care what you say. Right. They gotta be fried. But for the most part, you're talking about pre-Hispanic methods that have been around obviously for thousands of years that are actually really healthy. You're talking about healthy ingredients. A salsa has all of the antioxidants. If you're talking about tomatoes, jalapenos, cilantro, all that fresh stuff, super healthy and super good for you.
So my parents live in San Diego. They're still with us, and they grow their own serrano chiles. And of course, they're the hottest thing, the spiciest thing in the world. I can't even be in the same room when they break it open because it makes my eyes water. So that freshness thing is really, really important. And the book Cocinando on Cook Street, a collection of Mi Familia's recipes, is the perfect book for you to get into this, because look, who's better than Marcella to give you the play-by-play to cook a perfect Mexican or even Jewish meal.
Ay, gracias, amigo. I'm super proud of the book, and just the fact that everything is listed in English and Spanish. I know my kids are struggling with even though we tell them only Spanish at home, nada más español en la casa. And even then they still kind of struggle. And I think the book is for all those families that want to make sure that their kids know the ingredients in both languages and the procedure in both languages. Like this is like for the whole family to get into it and really celebrate our culture.
Marcela Valladolid, muchas gracias. Mucho éxito con tu libro, and we hope to see you soon.
Gracias, amigo. Muchas gracias.